on a cool night. Just let me hold you by the firelight. If it don't feel right, you can go. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Mic check 1, 2. Looks like it's all right over here. Mic check 1, 2. Let's see here. Let's see here now for that sound that every man lives for that when he's grown up at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Ah! Ah! That's what grown folks do. That's what grown folks do. You get up in the morning, you stretch, you check the DC, the death count of this virus, and what is going on? And you have a cold one after the weekend of ridiculousness, Hades on the front line. Oh my goodness! So let me get it going here. Let's get it going. It is 9 a.m. Eastern time, ladies and gentlemen. How was your weekend? How was your weekend? I certainly hope everybody had a great weekend. What's going on in the chat? I see the chat kind of filling up. Hit that like button and share it out with everybody. Shout out to the people in the chat. Shout out to G Hole. How are you doing? Ice Queen Gaming. It was so good to hear Ice Queen's voice the other day. She was quiet. She didn't say a whole lot, but it was good that she jumped on there, Ice Queen. It was a pleasure to have you, and come back anytime. Sure, Big Cloud, we all feel the same, and shout out to you, Dawn, for coming on. And yeah, Dawn was a little bit nervous, but to give her credit, she jumped on, and she seemed like she had. Hopefully, you had a good time, and that you'll come back. You'll come back. So, or if you want to come jump on this one, Dawn, let me know. I'll send you the link. Okay. It's 9 a.m. Eastern time in the United States. So is it what, about 2 o'clock over there? So shout out to you. What is going on? Oh, I didn't see that one at the very top. Is that Caleb Kaiser? Been a while there, Mr. Kaiser. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Beeger, how are you doing this morning? I like the 3D. Those are, if you don't know that avatar, those are some old 3D, but we have to wear those in 3D for 3D. You all get 3D now. You get these cool glasses. We didn't have that back in the day. We have these plastic pieces of crap that we had. So Jemiah Dixon, what is going on? Jemiah is on the death watch of NVIDIA. As everybody knows what's happening. So poor NVIDIA. Boy, what AMD's going to do to them this year. Let's see here. Also, big shout out. I need to give a big shout out to a couple people here. Big shout out to Porter Rock 77 on his he did a live stream. It was either Saturday night or Friday night. And it was about an hour long, and it is one of the better live streams you'll see up there. He was talking about the tech. So let's see here. Let me make sure that okay, that's the problem there. There we go. On my end. All right, there we go. All right, because my little bubble wasn't moving. So now it's moving. All right, now I feel better. So I had to put it on live. All right. So, but what is going on, people? But he did a good job. And I'm referencing the same person. It's called, if you go to this YouTube channel here, let me see if I can pull this up. But it's called AMD's Checkmate. It's mostly about AMD versus NVIDIA, but there's some stuff in there about the PS-5, and you should see the comment section with these people just going crazy. Even though Porter Rock is sourcing, I'm going to source the same guy. I can't think it was. I'll just put this up on the screen here. His name is Cortex. So Coetek's. And again, he's not a fanboy. Yeah, he actually had to have a disclaimer at the beginning of the video. But you know, he uses a lot of quotes from the video and what the video has said about math is free, but how they put that. Let me see here. And again, I'm not going to make this a comparison video. The guy gives a lot of, he gives a lot of insight, especially when it comes to the way SSD technology is going to be used next generation. I do believe that you have a group of people who think SSD is only going to be used for storage, and that's not true. I mean, I'm not going to argue with people because you don't argue with people that believe your own lies. Okay, I just don't do it. That's something my dad, God rest his soul, he tried to teach me, and I didn't listen, being a hard-headed little kid. You know, you don't think your parents know more than you do. And but he was 150% correct about that. You don't argue with people who believe their own lies. But he does a good job when it comes to some of the way things are going to be done next generation, going down the line, not right out the gate or something like that. Also, I want to give a big shout out. I think he's a sub here, I believe, is to Corey Massey. Corey Massey did an outstanding job not being a fanboy, keeping it 100% correct and honest, and I can't think of the guy's name. I think it was No Russian, and No Russian was still arguing with him, even though Corey Massey was being nothing but right down the middle. So shout out to Corey Massey for being right down the middle with that guy. You got a monitor yesterday, E1 Matador. Oh, okay. Is that a gaming monitor? Or is that I guess it's a gaming monitor. See, HP, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of HP's gaming monitor. So how is it? Wow, it's a 1440p monitor with FreeSync. I'm jealous. This is the kind of monitor that I want. Maybe if there's some left when I get my check from DJ Trump, I may check that on out. I got to get my check from DJ Trump, though, so everybody's waiting on him. So, I mean, I haven't filed my taxes this year. I always file in April anyway. And let me go back to the podcast so I can actually see my chat. But what is everybody playing? Let me kind of jump back here. What is everybody playing? Me, I played a little bit of. I was at work, so I a little bit of. I mean, we were getting slammed out there. Let's see here. I played a little bit of Predator Hunting Grounds. I'm gonna talk about that demo. Of course, I'm still playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Still loving that girl. My girl Cassandra, the brute Cassandra. So she's already thrown a hump on. I've thrown a hump on one of the girls. I think Odessa. I threw a hump on her. So, because I'm already 1 for 1 when it comes to the hump. I don't know where that moist body is. So, I don't know where night body is. Maybe he's taking a nap. Maybe he got disabled. I don't know. I've been gone. So, E1 Matador is playing Control. He's going to finish it today. Yeah, people keep telling me I'm at the end of Control, but my goodness gracious. That end level is ridiculously hard for me. I don't know how to upgrade my gun. It's got 3 slots, but I can only get 1 slot to work right. So, yeah. So I've played that whole game with this 1 gun slot. Like I'm going through the whole game like that. So, but I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's just this part that I'm on is just very difficult. So, which is fine. And I may play that today. I'm definitely going to play Mass Effect 2. And I may start that over again. I don't know. Because it had me choose, you know, it had me, I picked Liara as my love interest. In order for my Mass Effect to feel complete, I got to pick Ashley first. It's not that Liara isn't hot. because she is. But for some reason, it just flows better. Like if you choose Ashley the first game, Miranda the second game, then when Ashley gets upset in the third game, it just feels more natural for me personally. What's going on, Jamal Adams? Long time no see, brother. Long time no see. I appreciate you being here. Hit that like button. It is 9 a.m. I don't know what time it is where you are, but it is 9 a.m., almost 10 after 9 here. Like I said, I want to give a big shout out to Corey Massey. He kept it 100%. I'm going to touch on some of the points that Corey made because I thought they were legitimate points, and they were correct. And also I'll touch on a little bit of what this gentleman Cortex said. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, so we'll start it up now. Now, the PS-5 news I have is this game Quantum Era that I guess has come out, and the developer has dropped some info. Let me make this clear. The developer has dropped some information, so I don't have to speculate about the game. Again, I'm not here to say whether the game's going to be good or not. That's all subjective. What's not subjective is that the developers have dropped some information, and now it's on WCC Tech. I may try to source that one, but I got another one here. Series X, and Corey Massey's right, Series X is going to be based on its paper specs. We're going to talk about how Series X is going to be able to hit 8K 30 FPS. Again, let me make this clear. Based on the raw data that we have. Again, if you want to say, Craig, we ain't seen them have nothing up there, you be 100% correct too. You're not wrong. If you want to leave that comment in the comment section, that's fine. But I'm just basing it on the raw specs of Series X. The Predator Hunting Grounds demo, I was able to play that. So let me start right now. Let's see what everybody's playing. I saw Control. I saw that's the only one I've seen. I'm gonna be playing a lot of stuff today. So let's see here. What's up? Is that King Thrash? Oh my goodness, what is happening? So yeah, early in the morning. Well, I always go at 9 a.m. because the way it goes is like I go at 9, then I start playing. Then shout out to Marlin Gaming Media. Shout out to that young brother. He usually comes on about 1 o'clock Eastern time, and I do like his podcast. What's going on, The Truth? How you doing? But he comes on at 1, and then sometimes it's Monday. So even shout out to Crap Gamer. He may do a crappy Monday. I don't know. He's back. I don't know if he's back podcasting, but he's doing some uploads. I've seen him active on Twitter. So shout out to him. So he may do a crappy Monday. I don't know. I'm not saying that he will. So Jemiah Dixon's playing World War Z and Predator. All right, what's the point of World War Z besides killing a bunch of zombies? I mean, is there an actual goal in the game? So, you already know I like to say that. Danny Rose is playing MLB The Show. Yeah, and again, I've got to get in touch with my electric company. I got to get in touch with my water company. And I got to get in touch with GameStop because I've got 3 games reserved at GameStop, including the Predator game. And if I can't go get my game, I don't know what to do. I can't unreserve my games because there's nobody up there to talk to. They're talking about you got to use a app. I'm like, why I got to use an app for? So, but anyway. World War Z point is to survive. Oh, okay, but based on what? Do you go point to point? What are you trying to do? Yeah, I read the book World War Z's. I know they were trying to survive, but let's see here. J-Tech, shout out to J-Tech TV. He had a good podcast on yesterday, the PlayStation Legion podcast. I can't remember. J-Tech, go ahead and plug that podcast. What time do you normally start, bro? I was at work yesterday, so I was just, I could check in sometimes. We had some downtime at the house. Oh my goodness, we were getting absolutely slammed out there. We don't hardly have any masks. We don't have any gowns. It is bad. So hopefully we get I'm using my same mask, I have an N95 mask where we treat our patients. And it's a pain in the ass. That thing actually hurts your face when you wear it. And I gotta wear that thing, 6 to 10 hours a day. Sucks. So the Foundation DLC, I've not downloaded that yet. I want to buy that though. The Almighty Spartan God said the Discord was lit. There's the Nightbot. He is woken up. You all have woken up the Nightbot in shining armor. So Ewan Matador wants to say, if Ghost of Tsushima gets delayed, bye-bye PS4. Okay. Well, it's a delay. It's better than a cancellation, right? I'd rather it be delayed than canceled. So Snow Bunny, Fatal, Uncompetitive Smoke all day. Okay, cool. But yeah, all right, well, let's get into it. So, all right. So I played Predator Hunting Grounds, which I thought was fun, but I'm biased. I like the Predator character anyway. So just using the Predator, and I don't know what frame rate I was playing at. I played it on the PlayStation Pro, and then I downloaded it on the Epic Store, but I guess the trial's over with now. My big Jason, I didn't know what time if you wanted to put in what time your podcast started. That's all. So yeah, but yeah, I gotta go back to work tomorrow. We're like off for one, like off one, back again. Off one, back again. So, but that's just kind of the way this thing is going. But shout out to all the first responders and stuff like that. We're out there just, I'll go to the store or something like that. People will see me with my scrubs on, and it's just like people are, saying thank you and all that kind of stuff. So that's much appreciated. That is appreciated. So I want people to know that we do hear you guys when you all say thank you. So my whole thing on the Predator, I don't know what it was running. I don't know if I was playing it at 30 frames a second. I don't know if I was playing it. I don't know. I mean, this is on the PlayStation. So I won. Okay, it showed my Predator at the end ripping off some skulls and stuff like that. And I actually was hurting the people around. The Predator. Now there are things I didn't like about the game, like the matchmaking. Trash. Now, my understanding of it is it got better as the weekend went along, and I do believe the developer, let me make this clear, I do believe that the developer acknowledged, let me see if I can pull that up on the screen. Let's see here. I think that I want to say that the developer did the matchmaking. They did acknowledge that the matchmaking was bad. Let me see if I can find that article. Okay, yeah, here it is. I found it. So let me put this up on the screen because this is from the developer, so I'm not dissing the developer. They've acknowledged this. This is not speculation. This is being 100% here. So the Predator Hunting Grounds trial has long matchmaking time. Says developer Ilphonic confirms that this weekend's Predator Hunting Grounds trial is experiencing longer than expected matchmaking times. Yeah, now I know I was able to watch Sick Humor play, and I forgot who he was playing with. But he was even commenting. He even commented that the Predator Hunting Grounds matchmaking times were faster as the weekend went along. So that's good, but and I know that they throttled down a lot of the internet in the United States to help everybody else. I understand that. But this game, I liked the game. I thought the game was fine. I never played as one of the troops. I always played as the Predator. What I would have liked to have seen, and hopefully they added maybe some missions where it's raining, rain effects with the in the jungle would really be cool. Maybe they add some night missions or night maps, if you want to call them that. So, but again, I enjoyed it. I thought the music was really good. The way the Predator moved around in the trees, I thought that was cool. I didn't like the way he jumped. I thought it could have been a little more intuitive, kind of like when you jump around with Assassin's Creed. It did have a certain weight to it, because remember I said, how would they do the inertia of the Predator? That was one of my questions. Physically, the Predator in the movies is 7 feet tall and weighs about 325 pounds. So it is, but again, I enjoyed the game. I'm not here to say, so I'm going to buy the game. Again, this is Sony. This is one of the things Sean Layden says. Sony specifically said they would put games on PC, and this is a game Sony funded. That's why when you boot it up, it says Sony Interactive Entertainment. Okay, so this is a Sony funded game. It's not a first party game. It is a Sony funded game. So again, I enjoyed the game. Would have liked to have a little more options. I love the camouflage. I didn't know if he could shoot out of the camouflage. He could. The fact that it has an energy timer on it, you can't just stay camouflage forever. But yeah, I enjoyed the game. I thought the demo was good. It wasn't great. My whole thing on it is these idiots that complain that developers don't give us enough demos. You bitch and moan about that. And then when you get a demo, you bitch and moan about the demo. You can't have it both ways, okay? You either are going to be Clark Kent or you're going to be Superman. You know, you can't be both, you know, even though he is both, you know. But this whole thing of you all, again, pulling your damn dick out and then trying to play victim, that's bullshit. That, at least with me, you ain't doing that with me. So I like part elements of the game. I hope they add to it. It's a good start for a game. Let me make this clear. It's a good base start for the game. All right. So I gave it a 6.8 from what I could play on it. But again, there were issues this weekend. There were issues with matchmaking. Now, that's just reality. And guess what? The developer said it. So I don't have to speculate. I just pulled an article right there. But shout out to Ilphonic. I think they got the character correct. Okay. I think they got the character correct. So I'll have to wait and see. But this is a game I got reserved at GameStop, and I can't get it. You know, it comes out at the end of the month, I think, the end of April. So it's a pain in the ass. That right there is not a pain in the ass. Woo! Hold on. Yeah, that'll get the wrinkles out of the old robe right there. What's up, Sick Uber? What's up, Social Joins? It took you an hour to beat what boss? You realize game mechanic are average. The mechanics are bad. Infinite mechanics, sucker punch are above remedy. Oh, you're talking about control? Okay. Well, again, I only have one slot on my gun. I can't change her clothes. Again, I don't know if the PC version has that. I know the PlayStation version had more options with her clothing, but I can't. The PC version, I don't know where to go change this woman's clothes at. So she's got on her leather jacket and black pants. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm not mad at the game. I just don't know. What's up, Eric? So, but yeah, I mean, again, but so I enjoyed Predator Hunting Grounds. I certainly hope Ilphonic adds to it. I know over the weekend, I think it opened up, you know, you can use the female Predator. I like the skins that the Predator had. A lot of the skins that I would have want are locked. I mean, again, I'll have them when the game comes out. You know, I'll have those skins when the game comes out. So I'm excited about that too. The weapons that he used in that video game are the weapons that he had in the movie. You know, the claw, the camouflage, the little thing that shoots from his shoulder gun, all that was there. So, but yeah, so, but we will move on. Let's move on to the Series X doing 8K. Okay. The Series X should be able to, based on brute force, do 8K 30. Okay, it should be able to do 8K native 30 frames per second. Not on every single game, but on several of their games based on their specs. I think Sony does, and I agree with Corey Massey, Sony's PS-5 will have some advantages when it comes to, say, playing games they're both going to do 4K 60. Okay, they're both going to do 4K 60. So where we're at now, based on what I'm reading from different people's comments, is that now the Xbox community is saying that the Xbox is going to have better graphics. again, I don't know how they come to this conclusion based. I don't know how you. What are you basing that logic on? I'm not here to tear people down because these consoles aren't in stores. They may not even be available when they come out because of shortages. Look, okay, there's nowhere for us to trade our stuff in right now because our stores aren't open yet. So, so what if this happens? Do you turn around and they say, okay, you wake up and Walmart says you can pre-order PS5 here, and they take trades. Let's say Walmart and or Best Buy says you can trade your PS5 in or PS4 in on a PS5. Do you trade in your PS4 on your PS, and then you sit and wait, and then you have to hope that you have enough in stock? Because if you all don't know this, they hold merchandise back. Sony does because they legally have to, because they have to see what kind of fail rate they're going to have in the first 90 days. So I'm of the mindset of I want one day and date, but the smart person in me says to wait 90 days. But if you wait 90 days, is there a problem with supply? So, but with that said, let me move off of that. I don't know what these people are basing everything on, because 4K resolution is tied. There's no way that whatever is 4K on Series X multi-plat wise, that's all these guys have are multi-plats, it's going to be 4K on the PlayStation. So now they're saying, well, our graphics will be better. Again, based on what? Based on what? What are you basing that on? Are you going to base it on what? The compute units? Again, that will allow more shaders and stuff like that. But the Series X is clocked slower than the PlayStation. It just is. So even though they have more, so Xbox will have more shaders and stuff get to their points, but Sony's going to be able to do it faster. You see what? So they'll make up for it. So it's just, everybody is saying, especially the people that follow tech, not the fanboys. Even Core Tech was like, look, Core Tech and NX Gamer have all pretty much said, and I'm not just saying this because this is what I want to hear. They're all saying that these games are going to pretty much look the same. I mean, that's just reality. I mean, now you may have it set on your TV differently. If you got a Sony 900E or whatever it is, it may look better than somebody who has the game on a Vizio TV because Sony has better components than Vizio and blah, blah, blah in their TVs. So, the people who have the monitors, the people who actually do have monitors are going to get the biggest benefit based on what I've been reading and what I understand. But Sony, each console has advantages that they're going to be able to take advantage of. That they're going to have different tools that developers can use, that some things on Series X will be better. Series X is going to have better ray tracing on it, but the same rays are going to be used on PlayStation 5, and they'll be able to calculate it faster because it's got a faster clock. Okay, so, and that doesn't mean it's more powerful, because what I am seeing is that they're under the impression that because if I say that the PlayStation 5 has faster clock speed, that means it's more powerful. No, one has nothing to do with the other. One has nothing to do with the other. Okay, if my CPU is clocked at 3.8 and your CPU is clocked at 3.6, my CPU is more powerful. Okay, but it doesn't mean the overall system is. Okay, let's just say you have a 27X, and I forgot. Well, let's just say this. I'm just going to put a number out there because I'm not 100% sure what the 27X is clockwise. Let's just say the 27X, which is a Ryzen chip. I think it's an 8-core chip. I think. Let's just say it clocks at 4.2, and I have the 36, and you have that, and I've got the 2600X, and and you have that. Okay, you have the 2700X, and you got a AMD 5700 XT. With that, you've married those two together, and I've got the 2600X, but I've got a 2070 Super. Even though your CPU is more powerful, my GPU is more powerful. My system, and then you have 8 gigs of RAM, we both have 16 gigs of RAM, and Mine is at 3,000 and yours is at 2,600, whatever that is. You got two different systems that are going to be, that can do the same things. We can do the same. We can both play games at 1440p, but we just have, I have a faster clock, or you may have a faster clock. So you're going to process information faster. You will have better performance. And again, Porter Rock's video, and shout out to Porter Rock, he literally was pointing this out. He wasn't trying to fanboy. He wasn't doing this, and he was getting attacked by people in his comment section. So shout out to Corey Massey, who pointed out a lot of different things, and he made a good point. The Xbox Series X, based on its raw power, we're just basing it on what's been disclosed, should be able to do 8K 30 better than the PlayStation 5. I'm going to say that again. Based on raw power, on the specs, it should be able to do 8K 30 better than the PlayStation 5. Where the PlayStation 5 is going to probably kick their butts is in this 120 FPS thing. If they hit that, you may see better frames per second, more stable. Let me make that clear. More stable frames per second on the PS5. And again, Corey Massey is 100% correct. One console does not have to be shitty in order for the other console to be good. Foxy Games UK made a legitimate point months ago. There are going to be things that the PS5 does better than the Xbox. There's going to be things that the Xbox does better than the PS5. All right, that's the reality that you're in, guys. I mean, the console thing going back and forth, you are actually missing what each one of these consoles are really targeting. Sony is targeting performance and innovation. That's what they targeted. Cortec even brought up the fact that Lisa Su, who I mean, you should just go watch his video. Lisa Su was actually part of the AMD team that helped put the cell processor together. Okay, so Lisa Su was also on the Sony team that helped put this together. Sony and Microsoft helped AMD develop Navi 2.0 or the Navi system. The whole Navi system is bankrolled by both Microsoft and Sony, okay, and AMD. So I'm to the point now where I don't care what these fanboys are saying. I'm rolling with guys with like the NX gamers and stuff like that because I want accurate information. I don't want a fanboy's point of view. It's not that what a fanboy thinks isn't important, but they got agendas. Do you realize that I just saw a tweet from Enrique with Brap about 3 days ago where he was saying the same thing I said months ago, which is ray tracing isn't going to be that big a deal next generation. It's not that ray tracing won't be good. It's just that it may not be what you guys think. Okay, and I'm sitting here telling you, trying to be as accurate as hell, not because Sony has a worse version of it, but ray tracing is not going to do what HDR did. Okay, it's just not. Okay, it's not even the guys who have NVIDIA cards with the 2070s and the 2080s and all that kind of stuff. They will sit and tell you to a man that the FPS when they turn on ray tracing is trash. It drops below 30 FPS, and these are guys that have went out for some reason. They went out and they paid over $3,000 for their damn cards. So Eric, shout out for the 199 holla. It says he believes that more exclusive games will be on PS5. Xbox has no exclusives, so that goes without saying. Okay, I mean that's just reality. That's not me tearing down your point. You're correct, but understand that Xbox ain't got no exclusives. Every game they make goes to PC. PC is another platform. So, Jemai Dixon says with DLSS 2.0, I don't know what that means. Frames are well above 60. Okay, that may be now. I'm not here to say that that's not now. When that first started, those frames per second were trash. People complained about it. Shout out to J-Dub City. He bought two 2080 Ti's. He said basically there's two cards there, so one can help with the FPS. So Oh man. Yeah, Sick Humor, you're right. If you can stream in textures on the fly, it frees up the GPU and other processes. You're right. But again, that's what Corey Massey, shout out to him, that's what he was trying to explain in Porter Rock's chat. Not chat, but his comment section. And there were people getting upset. Like, it's like, dude, look, this is even, the guy Cortec, he said the same thing. That every time you run a process off the CPU and GPU, it costs money, like the money being a source of power. What Sony is trying to do innovate is we're not going to use the CPU and GPU to do those anymore. We're going to use the SSD. And I understand that now. I understand what Sony wants to do. And so shout out to Sick Humor, shout out to NX Gamer, shout out to Rig Game. I think it's a Rig Gaming Tech. I think that's his name. That's what, and Digital Foundry. Once you read everything and you listen to what these guys are trying to say to you, that's what Sony has done. Mark Cerny said it too, but as I said before, you can send Mark Cerny to the Middle East and you put the Jews in the room with the Muslims and they won't fight because they'll fall asleep when he's talking. Bottom line is that you don't even need anesthesia. You can just have Mark Cerny read probably Odyssey to you, and then you will just be out, But at the end of the day, you got a group of people, and I'm discovering this now based on what people are saying. They still think the SSD, all it's going to be used for is for, I guess, storing data and putting, helping things go faster. That's what they think. I mean, that's what they think. They don't understand that the games are going to actually be built from the SSDs, like Star Citizen. Star Citizen is built with SSD in mind. That's why when you go to the Star Citizen site and you test your computer like I did, I had the CPU, I got a green check. I'm like, yeah. It got to the RAM, I got a green check. I'm like, yeah. I got to the GPU, I got a green check off. I'm like, yeah. I started to plug in my joystick, and all of a sudden, it got to the memory. It got to my hard drive, and I got the Price is Right lose song. I got a big red X. It said SSD is recommended for this game. And I was like, oh man, kind of like when you go to the grocery store and you need toilet paper because you got a sticky butt, and you're like, you get to aisle 5 and you ain't got no toilet paper. It's like, oh man, that's the way I felt. That's the way I felt. So, and then there's something else. It's something else I thought about this morning, actually. Sony San Diego, I think, makes the MLB The Show. MLB The Show is going to be made by a Sony first-party studio. What happens when Sony's first-party studio builds their game, the MLB The Show game, off the SSD? And the Microsoft console can't do that. It can't. See, and that's why I think the core tech, that's why he made people mad. All these Xbox guys in his comment section, and the same with Porter Rock's comment section, they're in there complaining because they're like Sony's they're gonna be able to make games on the PlayStation that they can't make even on PC. Because the PCs, because of that SSD, the PCs are behind. When that PlayStation 5 hits, the SSDs on PC are behind. The majority of them are. The people in the PC community, they're going to have to go and upgrade that. They're going to have to go and upgrade that. The Xbox community ain't going to be able to do that. So what happens when MLB The Show comes out and is based on this SSD? Ooh, that changes things, doesn't it? Now there's a game on the PlayStation that you all can't play, because they're not going to not make the game based on the first-party technology that's out there, okay? So there will be things, it's not that the game won't come out, it's just the PlayStation version of that game is going to run a lot better than the Xbox version of that game. And again, this is stuff that you got to think about this down the line. That's why you have people in comment sections with their arms all folded up talking about, well, the developers, they're not going to use that. They're not going to do that. That's another lie. Okay, I present, what do they call it? the prosecution will present its case of a third-party developer that's developing a game on the PS5 and on the PS4. Let me make that clear. That's going to be running 4K at 60 frames a second with something called ray tracing on there. So let me see if I can pull this up here. Let me go to the Twitter machine. I don't need to go to that one. Also, I guess they're going to remake the Call of Duty. Is it Call of Duty 2? Modern Warfare 2? Here we go. So let me go to share my screen. Let me go there, make that small. Now, what's on the screen is from a third-party developer, an independent developer, okay? An independent developer, which is a third-party developer. If you don't know what an independent developer is, that's a third-party developer. It doesn't matter if this Sick Humor, me, and Jemiah Dixon, if we started up a company and we make a game, we're independent developers. You know, we're not bought out by Nintendo, by Sony, by Epic, Steam, Sony. But according to some of these guys leaving comments, because they have agendas, it was third-party developers are not going to take advantage of it. Well, I'm looking at, now this is coming from WCCF Tech. So again, do not leave your comment with me. I'm giving you verified information according to the developer. Okay, so take your comment and shove it up your ass and give it to the developer. This is not RDX where we speculate. This Xbox podcast actually gives you accurate information. So, according to this developer, they're targeting, okay, let me make that clear. They are targeting 4K at 60 FPS on PS5 with full ray tracing. Well, first things first, I thought that the PS5 was RDNA Lite, RDNA 1, RDNA 1.5, and wasn't going to have full ray tracing on there. So that's another lie. There's more cheats that will be busted because of that lie. All right. Again, these guys have agendas. They want you to believe that the Microsoft system is the only system that's going to give you games that have full ray tracing. It's a lie. Okay. There's different forms of ray tracing. You know, ray tracing is a general term. It's like saying it's like if you say I'm going to go to the store and get a cola to drink, or I'm going to go get a beer. You say the word beer is general. Well, what kind of beer? You're going to get a Michelob, you're going to get a Budweiser, you're going to go drink Coors, you're going to get Little Kings, you're going to go get a 40 of OE. Okay? The bottom line is this: these guys ran around and they said, look, we took pictures of what we got your shit screenshot. So just why don't you be a man and say, you know what? They're going to be able to do ray tracing as well. And it says full ray tracing. It doesn't say, well, we're going to try to throw a little bit of ray tracing in there, but the PlayStation 5 can't do it. Why don't you all just have 2 fucking seats now? Okay, your cheeks are busted, you're bruised. Okay, it's over. They actually have an independent developer, a third-party developer that's going to try to run a game at 4K native at 60 frames a second. That's the developer. Again, I don't even know if I like games like this. I like the fact that it's about science fiction, so it got my attention. That's it. That's it. You all know I'm a science fiction guy. So when I hear quantum and I hear a possible time shift and there's issues, I mean, I just want an explanation from you guys, okay? I got no explanation from the game Bleeding Edge, which is a first-party game built by the Microsoft studio. This got a goddamn 69. You have no comment on that. So, gee whiz, here's something else you guys are wrong about, okay? So I want an explanation. If the PlayStation 5 was RDNA Lite, was RDNA 1, why are they trying to get ray tracing on there? So I mean, again, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Why are you listening to these guys? Only through me will you get the truth about the Series X and the PlayStation 5. Because I don't have an agenda. I've told you up front, I'm not buying the Series X. Why? Because I have a PC that's going to play the same damn games. And I'll just upgrade my GPU when I can walk into the store after Donald Trump gives me my check for $1,200. Hellfire. I may end up getting a 2070 Super. Hold on. Speaking of Super, let me take a super sip. So you still have a group of men, grown men, who think T-flops matter, even though White Zaddy said it doesn't matter, even though WCC Tech has had articles saying it doesn't matter, even though guys like NX Gamer have said it doesn't matter. It's like, shut up. I mean, literally, you want to strangle these guys, okay? Now, Xbox is going to be able to do ray tracing better because they have more compute units. Sony will make up for that because they will take the same compute units and compute them faster. Now look, there's going to be dynamic resolution next generation. Don't think everything's going to be 4K native. I've said that for months. Foxy Games UK has said that to you guys for months. Everything is lining up like that, okay? Not every game is going to be 60 frames a second. Not every game is going to be native 4K. You all better get ready for that, okay? Are the games going to look better? Yes, in theory, based on the tech that's available. Yes. Are the games going to run better? Yes. If you've been playing at 30 FPS, you're going to start playing some games at 60. You're going to feel a huge difference. You feel that. You will feel those frame differences, okay? The game, but everything else, are they going to sound better? We have to wait and see. I mean, I know what Sony wants to do with the 3D sound. I understand that. I love my sound. I used to be a DJ. I am a drummer. I know what the sound, I know what it's supposed to sound like, but I have to hear that. I have to go and experience that. If you have PSVR, for the ladies and gentlemen that are playing in VR, you're going to get a huge difference. You're going to have games at 120 FPS. Okay? That's going to help. Sony's clock speeds are going to really help with that. Okay? So again, there's a lot to look forward to. And instead of people arguing about it, you should just wait and enjoy it. I mean, I'm going to enjoy it when I get my PS5. Okay, I'm going to enjoy it. Shout out to Uncompetitive for the 99. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you for your brave frontline service and all the important medical field at this difficult time. Thank you. It's it's scary. It's scary. That virus is causing acute respiratory distress syndrome. So you cannot. The people that are on vents, basically the ventilator breathes for you, and you're supposed to wean people, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You're supposed to wean people off the vent, but we can't. We're having issues with that. If that's why we need more ventilators. That's why you keep hearing we need more ventilators, because we can't get the people off the vents. Literally, you go on a vent and you're supposed to be weaned off so that your body starts doing it itself. Okay. But then again, we can't get them off the vent, so they have to stay on the vent longer. There's people dying. They're actually effing dying, and you can't help them. And everything that you're trained to do, we can't do. It's very frustrating. So let's see. I need to make some more. Hey, V'Ger, I want to do some songs with sick humor, but I don't know. He may not. I don't think he's ready for my flow. Oh man, I don't think he's ready for my flow. And so shout out to E1 Matador. Fun fact: Xbox has more dashboard updates than new IPs. And yeah, well, again, I like my Xbox experience, but just when I saw Grounded and I saw Bleeding Edge, I saw games like that. I'm like, okay. this is a console that I can no longer experience my gaming on because the games they're going to make aren't the games I want to play. It doesn't mean that the game is bad. It just means it's not for me. Okay. So hey, I got some skills, man. I was doing rap and hip hop in the 90s. Okay. We actually had a record deal. Okay, we actually had a record deal. Okay, we went and recorded up in Cincinnati, Ohio. We recorded for 3 days. So they gave us $14,000 to make our album. So we didn't have enough money. So it wasn't enough. By the time you pay your sound guy and your production crew and all that kind of stuff, the only thing I was happy about is at the time I had a Chevy Spectrum 4-door. And I bought some Daytons on it. I had enough money to put some Daytons on my car. And then I went out and I bought a starter jacket. This is going back in the day. I bought a starter jacket. I bought an Elgin watch. And for that, and they played our songs on the radio local. So we have a university that they had students, because they're in radio and sound, so they're in school to learn how to do that. They have a radio station that on Wednesday nights they would play local groups, and they would play our songs. And so that summer, the summer of 93, I was the man. I mean, I would go to the mall and I would get recognized and all that kind of stuff. And people were doing something called rolling a blunt for us. I didn't have to pay for anything. That's why I don't want to pay for nothing now. Why do you think I want to pay for nothing now? What's up, Corey Pollard? I got some skills. Grounded and Bleeding Edge. Well, again, look, I'm not here to say that Grounded and Bleeding Edge aren't fun games. I haven't played them. Let me make that clear. But it's something that I don't want to play. And, I'm not... when you see comments that are left in Porter Rock's thing from people saying, what are you saying? That, like I said, they're to a point where they can no longer say, well, Xbox can do 4K and PlayStation can't, because they got, and Corey Massey's right, they got 4K on GCN architecture on both the PlayStation and the Xbox. And that's at 4.2 and 5.7 T-flops respectively. Okay, so what are they going to be able to do with 12 and 10 T-flops? Well, they're going to be able to do 8K. I can tell you that right now. So, was one of our songs called Moist Fruit Booties? No. We had this song called Wreck the Crib. It was so good. It was so good. So it just never came out. We also had a song. There was a group that was recording at the same time as we were. This group was called PM Dawn. They were up in Cincinnati recording as well. Well, when we got into it with the record company, they kept our song. Okay, they kept it. They kept it. And PM Dawn has a song, and you can pull this up on YouTube. Pull this up on YouTube when this podcast is over. PM Dawn has a song called Plastic. Okay? A lot of that concept is based on our song that we had done. The concept. Okay? So let me make that clear. Not the song, but the concept. Because I don't want PM Dawn trying to come back and say, y'all, no. No, the concept of that song, the way songs, if you know anybody who writes songs and does music and stuff like that, there are concepts behind it. A lot of the bass concepts, that was from us. But so that's the truth. But anyway, Wreck the Twerk. No, there was no twerking at the time. The women weren't out there shaking their asses. We had groups like SWV and Total. We had groups like that we were listening to, So these groups out here now are trash. I don't know how you all listen to it. Like, seriously, it is trash compared to what I grew up on. Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One and Public Enemy with Chuck D and Flavor Flav. And go back and listen to some of that stuff they did. Go back and listen to Big Daddy Kane's Ain't No Half Stepping. Okay, if that track came out now, it would be the best track you ever heard. The dude is just smooth, butter smooth. All right, dope as hell. So, but again, I want an explanation on these guys because again, the same guys that told you that Sony wasn't going to have RDNA 2. Now you have a. They call. I want you to understand this. When AMD with an executive came out there and said that Sony was going to have RDNA 2, they said he was lying. They said that. I mean, again, we all know what they said. Oh, that's not true. Only Xbox is going to have ray tracing. Well, then, can you explain what is this developer a liar? Is the developer a liar now? So, I mean, I'm just asking. So, and again, don't think, and this is for the people who are going to leave comments, don't think we don't have these guys shit screenshot, because I wouldn't be saying this if I don't have their screenshots. So once again, you haven't been able to explain. Well, let's be fair. I'm a fair man. Let's go see what the score for Bleeding Edge is right now, according to your own white zaddy. Okay, because again, you're the one who wants to use Zaddy's scoring system because you don't have the balls to just go buy something and enjoy it. Okay, so let's see what Zaddy says. I mean, again, because I don't know what the score is. I've been at work all weekend. All right, so let's just type this in right now. Now the movie, The Bleeding Edge, there's a movie called The Bleeding Edge. It's got a 74. So we're going to put this up on the screen, and this is for the Xbox. Again, the world's most powerful console, first-party game. Let's see what the score is. Going once, going twice. Well, according to Zaddy, Bleeding Edge has a 69. So again, I don't want to hear anything about 12 T-flops. I don't want to hear about 52 CUs. I don't want to hear count ROPS. I don't care. You all get off of here with your ROPS and go take some ROLAIDS. Go get yourself some Rolaids. Go get yourself some Preparation H. Go get something to explain this 69 at 10 o'clock in the morning from a first-party studio on the world's most powerful console, and you want to act like power matters. Get the fuck out of here. It does not matter. If it mattered, I wouldn't be looking at a 69. So get out of here. Unbelievable bullshit coming out of you all's mouths. Yeah. Oh, King Thrash was another thing. RDNA is less efficient. Well, the 5600 XT is the most dominant card at this point. The 5600 XT is outperforming the NVIDIA 1660. Okay. Also, one more thing I'll say here, because I've been on almost an hour. The Xbox Series X is not close to something called a 2080 Ti. Okay. The 2080 Ti has more T-flops, which you all say are the most important things, and it has a higher clock. And what I got told over the weekend, amongst other things, is that both these you can expect something on the level, if you're going to compare it to NVIDIA. I don't know why you're comparing AMD to NVIDIA, but you're moist as hell. And you're comparing AMD to NVIDIA. Look, I'm not an NVIDIA guy. I know not to compare AMD stuff to it. That's stupid. Okay? You don't compare Honda stuff to Ford. You don't compare McDonald's to Wendy's. But yet you compare NVIDIA to AMD. That's stupid. You shouldn't be doing that. Both these consoles are going to give us all performance in the NVIDIA range of a 2070 Super. Now, I don't know how that performs because I don't have, you have to talk to people who got a 2070. Okay, not a 2070 Ti or a 2070. I guess they have something called a 2070 Super. Okay, but you can expect something in that range of the 2070 Super and the 2080 and then the NVIDIA side. Okay, just expect that. So the 2070, I believe, does ray tracing or does a form of it, and the 20 that's just what you're going to get. Okay, so the Vega 64 is just imagine the Vega 64 with better global illumination and stuff like that. That's what I'm looking at. So that's what I've been told by multiple people in the business. And you got to understand, a friend of mine that I grew up with works for Industrial Lights and Magic, okay? And they are working with this type of technology. They've seen it. He's seen it already. He's like, yeah, this is what it's going to be. So, you know, this is the way it's going to be. So now does this mean that there won't be some? Again, there are going to be things that the Xbox does better than the PlayStation. And again, but what they look at, they say, well, if you think something on the PlayStation, it's like they think that because the Xbox is more powerful, that it's better. It's not. It means it's more powerful. That's all it means. Now, so it will be able to do some things better because it's more powerful. But because the PlayStation is faster, it will be able to do some things better too. That's all people are saying to you. And you don't have to get upset or mad and go back and forth and all that kind of stuff, okay? So they're both going to do things great. I think the Xbox system will do 8K better than the PlayStation based on the raw specs, okay? And then you also have to understand that both Sony and Microsoft hasn't disclosed everything about their consoles. They haven't, okay? Now, Sony just disclosed something about they want the PlayStation 5 to be able to do things like Netflix as far as gaming. I mean, I think they said something like that at their investors meeting. So again, I don't have Netflix anymore. So when I used to have Netflix, you would turn on Netflix, the list of games would come up, or the list of movies would come up. You pressed on the movie, it would take it, I don't know, 3 seconds to load, give or take, I don't know. So, but Sony apparently, allegedly, has it where that they can load games under 1 second. Okay. Also, and I'm just recapping here, like Sick Humor said, if they are, and like the NVIDIA guy said, if you're going to take everything off your CPU and GPU, you're going to cost yourself in other areas. You just are. That's the way this works. All right. That's what Microsoft is doing. And there's nothing wrong with that. In order for them to do that the best they can, they built the most powerful console in the history of mankind. Okay. In order for them to do that. Okay. Sony literally said, we don't have to have that many T-flops and CUs because we're going to be drawing less off of the CPU and GPU, and we're going to take it off the SSD. All right. And we are going to be able to put things in motion that nobody else can do. And the developers, not Craig, the developers are excited about it. So again, you got to stop saying that the only developers that are excited are the first party developers, because again, that's not true. That's not true. And I'll bring up another article before I go just to show you guys this. Okay. I'll show you a couple of independent developers that are excited about, and I've shown this before. Let's see here. I'm just going to put this on the screen. All right, well, let's put this on the screen here. Cause I mean, you guys, you got to stop with your misinformation. Okay, and if you don't know something, just say I'm not for sure. It's okay. All right. This article right here comes from different devs. Okay. PlayStation 5 tech will bring game artists a step closer to achieving film-like VFX or special effects. This is IO Interactive. This is IO Interactive right here. Okay. I mean, again, guys, you got to quit lying. It's not like we can't go get the articles. I mean, again, I'm serious. You got to stop lying. I mean, just stop. I don't know why you can't say the Xbox Series X will do some things better than the PS5, because there's no doubt that it will. There's no doubt that it will. But you got to also pause and say, you know what, the PlayStation 5 is going to be doing some things better than the Xbox Series X. That's because that's the truth. There's your truth right there. The truth is not either or, it's right in between. And you got to stop, because again, we can pull these articles constantly. It's not like as a content creator that we don't source our information. Okay? We get it. You have your opinions, and that's fine. If you want to say, well, because the PlayStation has less CUs and less T-flops, that there are going to be some things it won't do as well as the Xbox, guess what? You're right. You're correct. But in saying that statement, you need to also understand that, excuse me, you need to understand that because of the speed of the PlayStation, there are going to be things that they will be able to do. Now, Sony has said they're dedicated to open worlds and stuff like that. People have said, well, what's Sony's plan? What do they want to do? I need to know information from Sony. Sony has said publicly they're dedicated to the single player experience and open world gameplay. You can't tell me that the technology that Mark Cerny has unveiled isn't going to help them do that when they build these worlds. So again, that's the truth. Why do you think all of a sudden the same cats that were asking for an explanation from Sony now don't say anything because they got their explanation? Now they know Sony is dedicated to what they're going to do. Yes, they're also going to put some of their old library on PC. Okay, and again, that's what they're doing. But you got to stop with what the PS5 is not going to be able to do or not do. Okay, Sony's PS5 is going to be able to do VR. And as of right now, there's nothing from the Xbox that says they're going to do it. Now, this doesn't mean it won't. This doesn't mean that we may wake up tomorrow and Xbox has got a deal in with Oculus, where Oculus is going to be made to Oculus will be made to deal to co-opt into the Xbox system of gaming, which is fine. Because as I said years ago, when I said that the Xbox was going to cost over $800, that was because the Xbox X was supposed to be in with Oculus. Shout out to Vidra for the seat, the 119. I appreciate it. Says games have bottlenecked all this generation, like how many games have been downgraded to work on this generation of consoles only because of bad data management between physical memory and GPU. Correct. And according to Digital Foundry, again, not me, PlayStation has eliminated that. Now we have to wait and see it in real time. I've said that, I don't know, I have said that for the past month and a half. Hey, look, you got to show it to me. Whether, I like the fact that Xbox and Microsoft was able to show Series X running, I think it was Gears 5. They said they had it running at 4K Ultra at 60 frames a second. That's what the gentleman said. Okay, that's it. That for me is fine. We know that Sony showed Spider-Man loading at under 1 second at a dev meeting or wherever they were at an investors meeting when they were showing some of the technology that they were going to be using on their PlayStation 5. That's fine, guys. I mean, this is fine. Okay, I got no problem with that. So I just want to see more. I mean, I'm not going to jump in the car 100% until I actually see what gameplay. I see gameplay, and I've been consistently saying, what did I like? What the big thing about E3 that changed wasn't Sony leaving E3. It was the fact that they don't show gameplay anymore. They show CGI. They have actors come out there and say, you're breathtaking, and I'm breathtaking, and your mama's breathtaking, and your baby mama's breathtaking. Where's my gameplay? Okay? Because that's what E3 used to be. They showed you the gameplay. They would show you, the developer would come out, show you their game, show you the gameplay, give you a release date, and then we would bitch and moan when it got delayed 3 to 6 months. I mean, that's all we would do. Okay? But at least we had gameplay. Now we don't get that anymore. You got people doing podcasts saying, well, I think Microsoft won E3 because they bought a bunch of companies and they showed a commitment to me. Oh, that's crazy. That's what they're supposed to do. You know, that's what they're supposed to do. That's like your woman coming home and sucking you off in the corner, you jumping up and down. That's what she's supposed to do. You don't go to the liquor store to buy chewing gum and a pop. Well, maybe you do, but that's not why the liquor store is there. The liquor store is called the liquor store because it's got liquor in it. You're supposed to go in there and buy liquor, not juicy fruit and bubblicious. But these clowns actually think because Microsoft bought studios, it showed a commitment to them. Therefore, Microsoft wanted to eat this. It's like, get the they're so full of shit. They're so full of shit. You know, it's unbelievable. So, PlayStation 5 Ultimate Gaming Console. If you have a link to that, send it to me. If not, it's just speculation. So, you know, again, I'm not, look, I hope you're right, but again, this is not RDX and I don't do speculation. So, if they're having an event, great. I'm not saying that they aren't, just leave a link and that's great. Okay. Yeah, like Jemiah Dixon, here's that. They never said old library. They simply said some of their catalog, the community assumed old library. Are you talking about the games going to PC? Well, I mean, Sean Layton, if you're talking about games going to PC, Sean Layton, yeah, he said that they were going to put games on PC. Not all of them. They're not going to go day and date, though. Jemiah Dixon is right. There's people out there talking shit they don't have a clue about. So that's why I'm like, I don't even understand. When Mark Cerny was doing that thing, I'm like, what is he talking about? You know, what is he talking about? You know, I understood the clock speeds because I built my computer based on clock speed. So, because I wanted performance, you know, but I hit a wall because, like the person told me, they helped me build it. He said, your computer's fine, but starting in 2019, 2018, said starting late 2018, your computer is going to start struggling with the games coming out because you don't have enough processing power. He said you could probably survive till 2020. Oh, and of course he's telling me this in middle of 2018. Like, oh, that's plenty of time. But now 2020 is here. My computer's starting to struggle. I'm having issues with games like Metro and stuff like that. You know, this big yellow thing pops up when I update my card because it doesn't run the game well, which is fine. But I'm getting a new card. You know, thanks to Donald J. Trump, the greatest president of all time, he's giving me $1,200, and I'm going and I'm getting a new card. So, you know, I want the card now, but I can't get the card now because I can't go to Best Buy. And then if I go and people like will order it off of Amazon, I got nowhere to put it in. The people that would put it in, they aren't even open right now. So it sucks. So. Says 10 plus T flops is good to handle 4K with 20% in power advantage. Isn't giving you resolution pop in. Well, again, yeah, that's fine. Again, both consoles again are going to do 4K 60 perfectly fine. Okay, they will do 4K 60. Again, if they drop it to 1440p, Sony may have an advantage with games that are at 1440p at doing like 120 FPS, and that's maybe. That is maybe, but Xbox will have an advantage with games at 8K 30. So again, depends on what you want to do. If you want to pay the cost to be the boss and go get an 8K TV, which guys, when the economy restarts, these 8K TVs and monitors and stuff, there's going to be a huge sale, and Daddy's going to be right there. Daddy will be right there ready for it. Yeah. So I did not shoot the liquor. I didn't say the liquor. I said the liquor, but I did not shoot the liquors. Those textures aren't coming from the GPU. Well, I mean, again, it's not that some of them won't come from the GPU and from the CPU. It's just most of it is going to be coming from the SSD. But we'll have to wait and see how that works. I mean, look, I'm not here to say this is the greatest thing of all time. I'm just here saying that I need to see it working. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see. And we're going to wait and see how they do it. I just know that what the NVIDIA guy said made sense. Like, math is free. But let me see if I can find that quote. Let me see here. Because I thought it was a cool quote. But it is from AM. It is from NVIDIA. I mean, I didn't mean AMD. It's from NVIDIA. Oh, come on. I'm not going to put his thing up here on the screen. I'm just trying to find the quote. Maybe it's down here. Math is free. Communication is expensive. That's from NVIDIA. So all you NVIDIA fanboys, that's from NVIDIA. Okay. But basically what they mean is that the communication, when you're talking about a computer components talking to each other, that costs time. It costs time, it costs energy. And so what Sony tried to do with their PS5, in theory, let me make this clear, because I know there's some numbnut out there who's going to try to run around and say, well, you said that. No. My understanding of arithmetic is free, communication is expensive, is that for the computer, for the CPU to talk to the GPU and to the RAM, and for that circle to go, you bleed off energy. Okay, what Sony has done in theory is they're saying you're not going to bleed off energy. You're going to take this information and get it from somewhere else. That's it. Therefore, that leaves your CPU and GPU available to do other stuff. Now, that instead of it just sitting there tapping its thumbs, it's going to go ahead and deploy and help use different things. So it's always working, and it's working at the minimum level to give you a maximum result. That's what AMD's smart shift technology is. Okay. Now, I'm not here to say that, and that's the secret sauce. Okay. When people were like, Sony's talking about they got secret sauce and all that kind of stuff. Okay, the secret sauce in the PlayStation Pro was the rapid pack math. And again, when Mark Cerny said they had rapid pack math, these cats said he's a liar. And then Lisa Su, the woman I should be married to, Lisa Su came out and verified it, then they shut up. So their first instinct is that no matter whatever Sony does, is to say he's lying. They're lying. They're lying. They're not telling the truth. Okay? Because, and now my hypothesis is that my hypothesis is that they don't want a repeat of what happened this generation. They don't want a repeat. So they will lie in order for that not to happen. Okay? That's just who they are. That's my opinion. I can't prove it. So maybe more information will come out where it will. You know, I had my hypothesis about they hated the fact that Xbox games went day and date on PC. It was a theory, it was a hypothesis until the whole God of War rumor happened. Then you had the Xbox community lose their shit saying that, oh, well, you know what? Xbox, I knew they were going to do this. They're going to follow Xbox. Xbox is where it's at. And then it turned out not to be true. And now they look stupid with their cheeks busted. You know, so it is what it is. So, yeah, the Almighty Spartan God, I heard that rumor. I'm just waiting for some kind of verification. King Thrash, I certainly hope you can prove that Sony already bought the titles from Konami. I'm sure that the math is free. Yeah, there it is. Sick. Thanks, brother. Yeah. And I love this quote. This is from NVIDIA. Okay, that's a NVIDIA quote. So all you NVIDIA fanboys out there and fangirls, there's women that build PCs too. Let's be honest. There's a woman that helped build my PC. She's the one that taught me about the clock speeds. So there won't be any 8K 30 with based on the raw specs, they should be able to do some 8K 30. Now it may look like Honey, I Shrunk the Fuck nigga. I'm not here to say it's going to be a massive AAA game, but they should, in theory, let me make that clear, be able to do 8K 30. Now, like I said, it may be something that looks like, what's that game? Unravel. Again, it's a good game, but it may look something like that, though. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not here to say that every game's going to be like that. Let's see here. So 6 says they won't. Okay, that's fine. Who told you they could based on those specs? Do 8K? My goodness, it's not difficult. 12 T-flops of processing power. We still have to see it deployed. It's all theory. But shout out to which caller was talking about it. Corey Massey was even talking about it. So, and again, Xbox will have an advantage because they do have more. They have a more powerful console. They have an advantage there. And I don't know if you know this, but both the consoles will support 8K gaming. So it's just, I think Xbox would do a better job of supporting 8K gaming. Again, we'll have to wait and see it, guys. I mean, you may be right. I'm not here to say, I'm definitely not saying that it could happen. I'm saying that it should be able to happen. So, the 2080 Super can't do 8K. Again, AMD stuff is better than NVIDIA stuff. Okay, you got to get that through your head, man. That Navi, what's it called, Big Navi or Super Navi, or that thing is going to come in and Thanos snap them. Okay, so Sony taking a most. We have to wait and see 5 years from now, Bija. But based on what, if developers, again, like Porter Rock was saying, Sony's console is built by developers who want to build games based on SSD. Okay, period. There's no getting around that. So we have to wait and see how that goes. So 8K support doesn't mean games. It's business. All could be. It could be. I'm not. Again, it's just we have to wait and see. Okay, 8K TVs have been on the market for what, less than a year. So what else does Konami make? Does Konami make Castlevania? I can't remember. Oh, I gotta turn on the air conditioner. Man, let me check the oven because I got wings in the oven. I'm doing my imitation of Marlin Gaming. Yeah. You already know I got wings in the oven. I got me a Mike's Hard Lemonade. So 8K Metal Gear for Series X. Okay. You have to wait and see. No, the 5700 XT is not being bitch slapped. Isn't the 5700 XT the leading car for 1440p gaming? So hey, if you buy me a beer, you can suplex me. So speaking of that, hey, was WrestleMania? Did they ever do WrestleMania? Did they cancel WrestleMania? Wings in the morning, yeah, grown man doing grown man things. Wings in the morning with Mike's Hard Lemonade. So, but what I like about Cortex, again, he even talks about Navi being the vanguard of NVIDIA's destruction. I mean, he has again, go watch his video and you all will learn. So WrestleMania has been moved to their performance center. Okay, yeah, I didn't know what had happened with it. So, well, again, no, I like gaming at 1440p. I'd rather game at 1440p than 4K. Okay, so yeah, I'm good with that 5700 XT. Yeah, like I said, I may, because of DJ Trump and with the communitized help, I may, instead of getting a 5600, I may step up and get the 5700, and I may get a new motherboard. Here's a motherboard I'm looking at, guys. Let me show it to you. I've actually looked at this motherboard. I like it because of what it looks like. Let me see here. Let me show it to you. It is. I'm trying to pull it up here on Amazon. Oh, I'll just put this as Best Buy. So let me go here, share my screen. I like this one. I like this one because it's got that missile on it. You see that missile on there? that missile for me, this thing here represents the end of NVIDIA's price gouging of the American buying public. They will no longer be able to put out graphics cards and charge people friggin' $8,000. They're out of their friggin' minds. But see, this thing right here, I like this. This over here is nice. I like this thing right here, this little bitty thing right here, because this represents aggression. And that's just, I like that thing. Let me blow. Look at that. Look at that thing right there. Look, it's even got a little tail on it. So I want that thing. So, but we'll have to wait and see. I can't get it because I can't go to Best Buy right now. So, you get what you pay for. Yeah, I agree. People getting ripped off. I mean, I don't disagree with you. So, wake and bake. Yeah. I don't disagree. You do get what you pay for, though. I agree 100%. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. So you got to pay the cost to be the boss. I definitely agree with that 100%. So, you want to see the set on Skyrim 2? Well, I mean, again, yeah, that's a good point. But Bethesda's games always have slow loading times. I agree with that. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. So, again, Sony saying it is one thing. I need to see it actually being deployed. So, again, but that's up to Sony to do that. Okay? That is up to Sony. So, you know. So I want to see Sony doing it. So NVIDIA's death. Yeah, NVIDIA has enjoyed being the GPU darling. They no longer will be that when this car comes out. Just trust me. Trust me, they will no longer be that. There'll be a card out there that can do the exact same thing. It's going to be about $700 cheaper, and people are going to buy it. Okay? People are going to buy it. So WrestleMania 27, enjoy. Yeah. So yeah, I heard that one. Well, who was in that one? I've not seen a WrestleMania in years. So I don't even know who's wrestling anymore. So let's see. Was the Spider-Man game demo not enough? That's an open world game with constant lighting. For me, that's fine that they showed that. I would like to see, that's a first party game, and I understand that they're taking advantage of it, but I would like to see something like I would like to see a third party game. That's just me though. I need to see the technology working. Just like when Mark Cerny showed that little man walking around that room saying that we're only going to render what's in front of him. We're not going to worry about what's really behind him because it's behind him. I need to see that in motion. I'm not here to say that they can't do it, but I'm here to say that I need to see it in motion. So, but the reason why if the Xbox to me is so powerful and it's going to come out and give out the L and all this kind of stuff, why do they care so much about what Sony is doing? You know, as soon as a dev comes out and says, yeah, Sony's tech is good, blah, 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 all that dev, that's media, he's biased. You know, he's only talking about that because Sony did this. It's only a first party developer. It's not true, guys. It's not true. So WWE has went to the crapper lately. I stopped watching it when Stone Cold retired. You know, because I grew up. When I watched it, it was the Attitude Era. I guess that's what they called it. They called it the Attitude Era. So, and it was Stone Cold and The Rock and the Nation of Domination and all that kind of stuff. Harlem Heat, with Booker T and Stevie Ray. That's when I watched it. Okay. Shawn Michaels was there. So, I mean, that's when I was watching. Of course, with WCW, they had the NWO, and that thing was hilarious. It's like, what was that saying that you don't have to like it, but you can't stop us? They were saying something like that. It was funny as hell. So, so TNA is better than. Yeah, see, I don't watch it anymore. I don't even know how many leagues are there now? those are 3 different leagues. So I didn't even know there were that many. I know WCW is no longer existing. NWO, yeah, it was NWO, and that was funny. I mean, those guys were. It was like, who was in the NWO was like Kevin Nash and Razor Ramon and Hollywood Hogan, and it was crazy. I mean, they were just who else was in there? I don't know if Ted DiBiase was in there, but those guys were just whooping ass. They beat Lex Luger and Sting, and they whooped their asses. I mean, it was just it was crazy. So it was, but that was back when I watched it. You know, I mean, they come out there, but I mean, and it was called the Attitude Era. Yeah. But hey, guys, I've been here for an hour and a half. I'm going to jump on off here and play some games. But you all take it easy, stay blessed. And again, guys, stop talking about what PlayStation 5 can't do. Obviously, they can do 4K 60 ray tracing. The independent developer is going to do it. I'm not here to say the game's going to be any good. I'm not here to say the game's going to look blah, 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 and it's going to be the next coming. I'm saying you all need to knock it the hell off of what something can and cannot do. Yes, the Series X is more powerful than the PlayStation 5, and it will definitely do some things the PlayStation 5 won't do. It will do it better, but there's going to be things the PS5 does that the Series X can't do, and it will do some things better as well. Again, both consoles, very good. One console built off tradition, which I love that, the Series X is, and one console built for innovation. That's what the PS5 is. So I have to wait and see how it goes. I'm buying the PS5 because I want to play the next Spider-Man game, and I'm mad that they better get Mass Effect on there, or else I'll buy an Xbox just out of spite. So, all right then, guys, y'all take it easy. Y'all have a good one. Play your games while you still can. Take it easy. Peace.